Here's a lap preview of the Marbletown Madness New York State Cyclocross Championship course. Here's our start, fast start on pavement into a parking lot. It's going to send you right into a steep descent and into a nice big sweeping turn. Alright, this first third of the course is by far the chunkiest and roughest part of the course. It's a grind. It's going to fatigue your triceps. I would definitely suggest running tubulars if you got them, low pressures, tire inserts, the biggest tires you can run, front suspension, whatever you got. There'll be a line burned in on race day, but it can still be very, very rough and chunky, so I would encourage you to experiment right outside of that sheeple line. Sometimes you can find a surprising smooth section that you can't really see. This will take you to the new, bigger tabletop. Hopefully it'll be a little faster on the run-in on race day, so catch some air in there if you choose to. I would also suggest lower gearing if you have a bigger cassette, because again, it's a hilly course and it's chunky and slow. Occasionally you'll see some yellow flags here. Those are bigger holes that they're going to fill on race day, so that's what those flags are for. I got a little tight chicane here. This is going to take us up to the barriers. It's a nice straight run into the barriers. If you're good at hopping them, I would definitely do that here. It's a pretty wide open exit. I would also suggest punching this little climb here, because after this we have a high-speed descent, probably the easiest part of the course, so you get a little break after this, so you can afford to go a little deeper after you remount from the barriers. Steep off camber sweeping left turn here. This is really, really fun to get a lot of speed going here. This will be as fastest that you'll go on the whole course. This part actually is pretty smooth. This is going to take us into a short section into the woods. This part's pretty fun. You got a little drop off right here, and then a little bit of an awkward timber hop. Then check your legs, run up. This is very, very steep, very difficult. It's similar in steepness to the run up in the Rochester Cyclocross race, but about twice as long. And then when you remount, you have to continue to go slightly uphill. So short little descent. This part right here on the course is probably where you're going to feel the worst. It's where everything just kind of catches up to you from what you've done so far. For whatever reason, that's how it feels for me anyways. But from this point, things get a little bit easier, and things get a little less chunky. These next few corners are blind, but they open up on the exit, so no need for brakes. You just have to trust that there's space. You can just roll right through. Same thing here, it just opens right up. is going to take us to a series of 180-degree tight turns. There are 6 total. They're identical, 3 high and 3 low. The high ones, you come around and then start to descend just a little bit. You gotta pull it in nice and tight. And the exit on every one of these, again, is very bumpy and chunky. It's hard to keep the rear rail down if you stand. So if you do choose to stand, you gotta kind of pull down and back on your handlebars to maintain traction. Otherwise, if you stay seated, you gotta kind of float a little bit. Alright, so these next few corners open up a little bit, and they open up to off camber. So as you exit, your speed increases, the camber increases, and your traction decreases. So they are a little tricky. They definitely require some practice and some line choices. This is going to take us into our second section in the woods. This section's really fun. Ironically, the wooded sections are the smoothest section of the course, and they are very, very smooth. A little bit of a tricky fast right-hander here. And coming up, you got a split line around this corner. You can go inside or outside. I think the inside is slightly faster, but it takes a little more effort to accelerate out. The outside line is smoother. You can roll out with more speed, but it just takes a little longer. So, choices there. This will take us to our Belgian staircase. A quick remount here because there's a very quick turn right after and a slight uphill. As we come around this corner, you're going to see a large bush, kind of some yellow leaves on top of it. This corner looks really tight. Again, it's blind, but it opens wide open, so no brakes. You can just flow right around. Now we're going to start a descent into the woods. This is really, really chunky here. I could not find a smooth line there at all. But once you get in here, it's dirt, and it's time to drift. I was going foot out on these turns today, but there were some leaves, and it was a little loose. Another one of the few fast sections on this course. You can puddle right through this. This left-hand turn up here is a little tricky. You come in at a pretty high speed, and it's a little bit blind and a little bit loose, so definitely one to practice and get the right gearing and entry speed. It's a straightforward climb, good traction, not real steep, so standing and sitting completely options here. This is actual footage from last year's race. Again, ironically, the wooded section is very, very smooth and fast. And then sometime this week, they're going to truck in a lot of sand for the sand pit, which is going to be right here, and hopefully they'll turn that over so it's also deep. We can get some ruts in there, make it a little more challenging. And this will be your final push to the finish line or to finish the lap. If you live nearby, I highly encourage you to come out on Saturday for the pre-ride. Kind of learn this course. It's free, but you do have to sign up, so check that out on Bike Reg. If you pride yourself on doing hard things, this is definitely a very, very hard course, so sign up and check it out. See you on race day.